Carla, a 42-year-old woman, lives in a quiet suburban neighborhood with her husband Adam, a busy corporate lawyer, and her stepson Liam. Despite the peaceful surroundings, Carla often feels lonely in her marriage as Adam's work demands little time for them. The spark in their relationship has faded over time, leaving Carla longing for the warmth and connection they once shared. One night, while Adam is away at another late meeting, Carla finds herself alone at home, consumed by thoughts of a recent electrifying encounter with her stepson Liam. Seeking to alleviate the tension building within her, Carla decides to take action. The person described is feeling a strong and captivating attraction towards Liam. They reminisce about the passion and intimacy they shared, which evokes intense feelings of desire and excitement. When they hear a knock on the bathroom door and realize it's Liam, their heart races with anticipation, despite trying to appear casual. He has been here for some time, and I could detect concern in his voice, along with another emotion that made my heart beat faster. "I'm doing all right, I'm just taking a bath." My cheeks flushed as I thought about him standing outside the door. There was a moment of silence before he spoke again, asking if he could come in, saying he just wanted to see me. Before I could respond, he opened the door and stepped inside with a confident stride. My breath caught in my throat as I took in his appearance, his tousled hair, the fitted t-shirt clinging to his chest, and those piercing blue eyes that seemed to see right through me. He said he thought I might want some company, his gaze drifting to the flickering candles around the room. I stammered that I wasn't sure if that was a good idea, but he urged me, saying we could be alone for a little while. As he stepped closer, I could feel the heat radiating from him, and the tension in the air thickened. The longing that had built up within me over the past few days flared back to life, igniting a fire I couldn't ignore. I could already feel the weight of his desire, and it made my pulse quicken. Finally, I whispered, "Okay, but just for a little while," surprising myself with my own boldness. As he stepped closer, I could see the way his gaze drifted down to the water, and I couldn't help but wonder what it would feel like. Liam quietly joined me in the tub, his voice low and playful. My heart raced as I imagined this happening, but I expressed concern about Adam coming home. Liam brushed off my worry and suggested we be quiet. He leaned closer, his warmth radiating against my skin. Reaching out, he grazed my arm, sending shivers down my spine. Pleading to let him in, I hesitated, but the thrill of his touch was too much to resist. Without a word, Liam stood up, removed his shirt, and stepped into the tub beside me. The warm water swirled around us as our bodies drew closer, and the intimate setting heightened the electricity in the air. Our gazes locked as the water splashed, and he softly said, "This feels nice," his fingers brushing against my thigh. I replied, my breath quickening as he moved closer, our bodies now just inches apart. In that moment, the tension broke, and he leaned in, capturing my lips with a soft kiss. Initially, it was a subtle examination of unvoiced longing, but it swiftly intensified as desire grew strong between us. My body melted against his as I pulled him closer. The warmth of the water enveloped us as our kisses became more urgent, a dance of longing and desire. I could feel his hands roaming over my back and chest, igniting sensations I had long forgotten. The intoxicating thrill of being so close to him was almost overwhelming, and I surrendered to it completely. He whispered my name, his lips trailing down my neck, sending shivers through my body. I closed my eyes, losing myself in the sensations he was creating, every kiss and touch like fire awakening something deep within me. With each kiss, the world outside faded, leaving only the two of us tangled together in the warm water. My heart raced as his hands explored my body, holding me tenderly as our kisses grew more passionate. We had both wanted this for so long. The couple was enjoying a romantic moment in the shower when they suddenly heard the front door opening. Panicked, they quickly hid behind the shower curtain as the woman's husband, Adam, entered the bathroom. The tension was palpable as they stood together, their hearts racing, hoping not to be discovered. The husband remained oblivious to their presence as he washed his hands at the sink, unaware of the drama unfolding behind the curtain. After what seemed like an exceptionally long time, Adam finished and left the bathroom, with the door closing behind him. Liam and I exchanged a relieved look, our hearts still racing from the close call. "Wow, which was close," Liam whispered, his voice still filled with excitement. "I can't believe we just did that," I replied, feeling a rush of adrenaline mixed with desire. "Do you want to continue?" he asked, his gaze intense and longing. I hesitated, aware of the risks, but also feeling an undeniable pull toward him. "Yes," I whispered, my voice barely audible. We stepped out from behind the curtain, our eyes locked, and the tension crackling in the air. I took a step toward him, my heart racing, as I reached out and pulled him into another kiss. As our lips met again, I felt a thrill of excitement. This time, it was different. It was no longer just a secret, but a connection, a passion that couldn't be denied, and I was ready to embrace it, no matter the consequences. In that moment, I knew I was willing to risk it all for the thrill of being with him. Our lips melded together, and I surrendered completely to the fire igniting between us, ready for whatever came next. As I stirred the pot on the stove, the front door creaked open, and I recognized the familiar sound of Liam's footsteps. My heart raced as he walked into the kitchen, a playful smile on his face. "What smells so good?" he asked, leaning against the counter. "Just making some dinner," I replied, trying to remain composed. "How was your day?" I inquired. "Long and boring," he said, his eyes glinting with mischief, "but it's better now that I'm here." Curious, I asked, "What do you mean?" He stepped closer, his presence warming the cozy kitchen. "Being here with you always makes my day better," he said, his voice low and inviting. The way he looked at me sent butterflies fluttering in my stomach, rekindling memories of our cherished moments together. They both felt a strong attraction toward each other, but the situation was complicated. Despite the potential risks, the person couldn't resist the temptation and wanted to embrace the passion and connection they shared. They decided to just savor the moment and not worry about the consequences. As I faced him, the air grew thick with anticipation. His eyes were filled with a mix of hope and longing, just for tonight. A triumphant smile spread across his face, and before I could hesitate, he took my hand, leading me out of the kitchen and down the hallway to my bedroom. The thrill of being caught lingered in the back of my mind, but the allure of the moment overpowered my hesitation. Once inside my room, he softly closed and locked the door. The atmosphere shifted instantly, the energy palpable as he turned to face me, his expression serious yet hungry. "I've thought about this moment for days," he said, stepping closer, his fingers brushing against my arm. I placed my hands on him, trying to arouse him to fulfill my desires. The distance between us vanished as he wrapped his arms around my waist, pulling me closer until our bodies were pressed together. His lips suddenly met mine, and I melted into him. My hands slipped under his shirt as our kisses deepened, and the outside world disappeared, leaving only the two of us tangled in our passion. Every kiss set a fire within me, igniting a desire that had simmered just beneath the surface. As our kisses grew more intense, he began to explore my body with his hands, his touch sending shivers through me. "You're beautiful," he whispered between kisses, his hands finding the edge of my shirt. "I can't get enough of you," I breathed, overwhelmed by the thrill of his touch. Without hesitation, he lifted my shirt, his gaze roaming over me with admiration. I felt a rush of vulnerability and excitement as I stood before him, exposed and beautiful in his eyes. He then trailed kisses down my collarbone, each touch igniting a fire within me. He captured my lips again, his hands moving to unfasten my bra. The feeling of the straps slipping away sent a rush of heat through me as he pushed the fabric aside, his fingers brushing against my skin. He broke the kiss to look at me, his expression filled with awe. "You're incredible," he murmured, his eyes filled with desire. "I want you," I confessed, feeling bold and reckless in that moment. "Then let's make this unforgettable," he said, his voice thick with longing, as he kissed me again, more passionately, exploring every inch of my mouth as our bodies tangled together. The world outside faded away completely. They were lost in each other, their kisses growing more intense as he pressed her against the wall, his hands exploring her body as if discovering her for the first time. Time seemed to stand still as they surrendered to their desires, the thrill of being together overwhelming them. She felt alive, desired, and completely captivated by the connection they shared. Eventually, he pulled back, breathless, and led her to the bed, asking if she was ready. She whispered yes, her heart racing with anticipation, and they collapsed onto the bed together, their bodies entwined. The dance of passion and desire they shared felt both forbidden and exhilarating, and she knew this was only the beginning of their passionate adventure, a thrilling secret that would change everything between them. Days turned into weeks, and their encounters became more frequent. Each moment they stole together, providing a brief escape from reality, finding solace in the stolen glances, quiet touches, and passionate kisses that left them both breathless. In the soft glow of the moonlight filtering through the curtains, I traced my fingers along Liam's warm chest. I asked what we were doing, breaking the comfortable silence. He replied steadily that we were living. I smiled, but uncertainty gnawed at the edges of my happiness. When I voiced my concern about someone finding out, he said we would deal with it. He lifted my chin to meet his gaze and told me he wasn't afraid of what this was, that he wanted me. His words sent a rush of heat through me, but I couldn't shake the feeling of impending danger. I admitted that this meant something to me, not just fun. He nodded, his expression serious, and said it meant something to him too, but we couldn't let fear hold us back. We deserved to be happy. The sincerity in his voice melted my worries, and I leaned in, capturing his lips in a heated kiss. The intensity of our connection swelled, and I lost myself in the moment, forgetting all my doubts as we kissed. I felt a sense of liberation, as if we were writing our own story filled with passion, desire, and the thrill of the forbidden. I recognized that whatever happened in the future, I wanted to confront it with him beside me. As I rested in his embrace, I felt tranquil, aware that we were embracing something precious and uncommon. Whatever obstacles lay ahead, I was prepared to face them together.